Hey everyone, welcome back. Sorry for not uploading for a while, but we're back with the usual style of content, except instead of sound design, I'm going to be trying to do a little bit of production, get started with an idea. I have the stems for Underworld by Teminite here, and you read the title, alright? You know what today's topic of discussion is going to be, but first, I'm just going to get a little bit started on this idea. Now, if you don't know, Underworld by Teminite is a dubstep song, and he recently, Teminite and Snails, I believe, they recently released the stems for it. So, I always love messing around with stems. Um, Being the other, about, say, 4 years ago, me and my family were going on a trip to the American Southwest, and one of our stops was the wonderful city of Las Vegas, Nevada. All right. And I mean, it went well, you know? The flight was good and everything. But at the airport, right? Uh, for the first time, I was going through TSA, all right? I had my little driver's license in hand, my boarding pass, everything the security officers need. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I had with me, and I'm just gonna give it to him, right? As you do. Okay, that's a bit too high. Right? And everything's going well, the TS. I don't know why, but they're always a little mean about the stuff in your bag. And like, being like, all right, guys, like, hurry up, blah, blah, blah. But it's okay, they're just doing their job. I'm sure it's not, it's got to be a bit of an annoying job dealing with all these customers that, like, can't, like, read, the basic signs. Hold that thought. The idea I had here, and this could go horrible, I could see this going either way. Later in this effects chain, I want some transients, and I'm gonna set hang on. I'm gonna, I'm gonna, I'm gonna delete some of the trying. Yeah, that's better. That's better. I have two ideas here. I might either go distortion, or I might go. Um, I think my current idea is just go rig mod. That's cool too. Okay, you know what? We have multiple. Okay, the original idea was, why don't we do a bit of everything in Patcher, actually? Just get a lot of layers going. I think that could be kind of cool to beef up the sound. I'm going through, and eventually, I put my bag in the little machine. I took out my phone. Blah blah blah. The standard American TSA thing. But then where is it, Vector? Uh, you know, and then they're like, all right, you can walk through the scanner, and the scanner is this big, like, box you kind of have to walk through, and you like stand there, and you have to put your hands up, and there's like some device, um, that scans you, right? I think it's meant to detect any kind of metal on you, or something of that nature, right? And I don't know what the hell I'm doing here, but just bear with me, all right? And I've almost never had issues with TSA, right? At that point, probably like 15 or 16 years of living on this beautiful planet, nothing. So I go through, and then I walk out. Okay, there's one. No. And then we can also mess with having these like go through each other. I think could be cool. Something tells me bro step drums is not the way to go with this. Like the like I might need to do like future garage on this idea of mine. What was the last one? Distort. Hmm. What am I? All right. All right. Um, this is kind of you know what I was going for? If you know Electro Octopi by Temanite, that was kind of the sound I was like aiming for. But if I maybe put another, guys, surely more effectors will fix this. Um, surely, right? I think. Hang on, I might get rid of the dis. You're just too much. All right. I think. Hmm. What if? What if? What if? Hear me out. What if? Just hear me out. We went like this and then like that. Something like that instead, maybe. Um, and then maybe we could even add a bit of a frequency shifter. And that's not frequency shifter. I promise I'm literate. Where is? There it is. See, I think now we're kind of getting that weird. I'm not. No. And then I might actually hang on. I'm gonna get rid of the sub bass for now. And I'm also gonna get rid of the drums. I just want to get the flow down at this point because clearly. And then maybe we even do a little bit of a frequency shifter automation here. I'm sorry, I need to get back to the story for those of you that don't watch me for the expert level production content, right? So I go through and the guy he I can tell he feels really sorry. He doesn't want to do this. He's like, hey, he like points to this little computer screen that I can see. He's like, hey, there's something in your like crotch area, and I'm gonna have to pat you down. Do you want to do this in a private room, or do you want to do this out here? Just kind of like get it over with. And I'm like, listen, officer, at least take me out on a date first. But if you insist, I'll just do it out here. Just get it over with, right? So I'm kidding. He did not say that. He was very professional. Um, um, maybe we stick you down here for longer. Why are you why are you doing that? Hang on. Why is it like going why is it like like why is it not just why is it not just hang on, so if I maybe push it back. And then I think I can just kind of keep this going as like a sustain bass in the background and then start adding some other stuff until we hit the B section. Wait. Wait. Oh, hello. We're playing a chord right now. And I don't because of the frequency shifter and all the atonality we've added. Um, I don't think it's like properly corresponding to the piano roll. But here we are, alas. keep it. I initially planned on keeping this in F minor. Here, let's bring back this sub. Maybe cause that'll magically fix things, right? If if everything else is ass, but so at least the sub, you know. But it's like I think we need to make this up go up to B. Okay, maybe we get rid of and then we hit him with the hang on. But so it's like, officer, at least take me out on a date first, right? He did not say that, but I like, all right, bro, just get it over with. And he's very respectful. Like, he didn't do anything inappropriate. He's just doing his job. I know. And my theory is, at the time, I think it was like a zipper, like not a zipper. There was like a lace I had to tie to put these pants on, and I think that's where they saw the object, and like maybe the tip of the lace was like metallic, and so maybe that's what they saw. Or maybe I'm just brown. Kidding. I've never faced discrimination of that sort. Um, at least till now. But it's like, yeah, this is one incident. It's one time. It's like, sure. It might just happen sometimes. But then another time at the airport, I'm wearing these exact same pair of pants, and this happens again. He's like, hey, I'm gonna have to pat you down in the crotch area. I'll use the back of my hand. Would you like to do this here or in a private room? And so now it's like, okay, well, that's a bit too long. So it's like, okay, something's up, right? But it's okay. And then it happens a third time, this time in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And it's like, all right, like, I surely like, I'm not a terrorist, all right? Like, but that's all I got for TSA. Like, they're just doing their job. I understand, all right? They're not being disrespectful. They, they're very respectful. They offer like a private room. But it's just a little strange going through airport security, and they just keep doing this. But I'm trying to think, what can we add here to make it kind of cool? I think we might need, all those sound design jams I recorded. I've put them here. Um, and oh, before I forget, actually, I did have an idea to, um, hang on, how often do we want this? No, I was thinking like about that speed. We just have something like this. Uh, and then we just kind of, actually, an even easier way to do this would just be to use the fade automations, right? So I could just, why does what if we made, hang on, I'm putting your ass on a mixer channel, all right? You really thought you could get away with, um, not being on a mixer channel, but it's the inevitable fate, like, you can't just expect not to be show up here, right? Like, I mean, it's just a little silly, but yeah, man, that's my experience with TSA. I mean, I'm sure, like, most of the time, no issues. And keep in mind, the first time I was in 11th grade, all right, I'm like fresh out of high school. Or not, I'm not even out of high school. I'm like in. I sidechain the I think I sidechained it. And then now the genius strategy of mine. Wait, if I can. What if I just get something really small? Like even the previous. Alright, what is this, bro? Alright, no. I think we need a nastier. Alright, so never let me in the kitchen again, alright? Dog, I'm not winning this remix contest, dog. I'm just maybe I'm using this as a crutch too much. Why are you so high pitched? What was I on in those previous videos making these? Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. There might be something here. If I just hit him with the Stretch Pro and... Alright, alright, alright. Just pretend I'm... These are just not bright ideas I'm having today, are they? This reminds me of like Tynan back in the day, like his older stuff. Not his like recent Subtronics knockoff album, but like... Ooh, wait. And then, if I just go find the... Oh my god, why did they make the bases 10 different stems? Hang on. So which one? That's like almost what I'm going for. I'm looking for the one that goes like also I've totally abandoned the story at this point, right? Like I mean to be fair, there's nothing else to say. So yeah, that's literally a TSA officer felt me up one time. Or 3 times, I lied. This is a recurring theme in my life. You know, there's always something weird when the officer's feeling you up. And I need to clarify that when I say this, it's not in like a predatory sense, all right? They're doing their job and they're doing it respectfully. So I think this might be this. And then are you pitched up to? Yes, you are. Um, they're doing it respectfully, right? So it's like I say that I like almost jokingly, but you know, it's not actually feeling me up. Um, but what was I? Yeah. When you make eye contact with other people, like I made eye contact with this lady once as the officer was doing this to me. Okay, this is just so cheeks, bro. What am I doing? Um, ooh. So, and then if we can get that one base in the third drop, this you know the slugs drop where it's like not. I don't think it. I don't think it's that, but it might be. Is it this? Oh, I think it's a combination of those two, actually, the thing I'm envisioning in my beautiful mind right now. My mind really is a place of intrigue. And why is this stem suspiciously shorter than the rest? Are you you're 150 BPM, right? Surely typing BPM. I think this song is 150. There we go. So I think that one I found earlier was it. Um, but yeah, sorry for not really uploading. I know my two fans, two to two and a half maybe, if we're being generous, must have really, must have really been, like, what are they gonna do with their life, And that's on me. Um, I'm not gonna promise consistency really, cause frankly, life. What if I just use my own? Cause there's this one guy I think you know what. Let's just you know what. Art is all about having fun, right? Let's just mess around and see, and then just put you here. And then I was kind of, I don't really have many ideas. I have to imagine this was a painful watch. And then maybe just have it go way down at the end. Or maybe like we have it gradually fall off, much like myself. Kidding. I'm the goat. Don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. But yeah, honestly, I'm not doing more for now. This is probably a very long video anyways. Um, yeah. Shout out TSA. They do their job very respectfully. It's just a little humorous at times when they lowkenuinely start feeling me up. Um, I am not a homosexual. Keep this in mind. So I actually do not get breaked up or anything. Just thought I'd like clear that up. Anyways, see you later.